Today we're diving into a really sophisticated attack that's targeting developers right where they live, GitHub. It's called ForceMemo, and honestly, it's a real masterclass in stealth and deception.
Just think about this for a second. You push your code, everything seems fine. But weeks, or maybe even months down the line, you find out one of your old commits was silently changed. A malicious backdoor was slipped in, and the digital trail completely covered up. That's not some sci-fi plot. This is exactly what's happening right now.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Our story kicks off with what feels like a ghost in the machine, a silent, creeping compromise that's hitting a huge number of Python projects. And we're not talking about just a few isolated cases here. Researchers have confirmed that literally hundreds of repositories, from hundreds of different accounts, have been hit with the exact same malware. And get this, that number is still going up.
And just take a look at the sheer variety of targets. This isn't just hitting one little corner of the Python world. It's pretty much everything, from web dev with Django and Flask, all the way to data science with Streamlit and machine learning. So yeah, if you're working with Python, this supply chain attack is definitely something you need to have on your radar.
So here's the really clever part, how this attack manages to stay so hidden. The attackers aren't creating some new sketchy-looking commit. Note, they're doing something way more subtle. They're basically performing an invisible edit on the past.
And this slide breaks it down perfectly. A normal commit, think of it like adding a new, dated page to a history book. It's all there, in order, transparent. But a force push, that's the attacker's weapon here. It's like they have a can of digital whiteout. They go back to an old page and just rewrite it. The history gets altered, and spotting that change is, well, it's incredibly hard. Okay, so this is the smoking gun. How did anyone even figure this out? Well, it all comes down to this tiny but absolutely critical discrepancy. The author date, that's when the legit dev actually wrote the code, but the committer date, that's when it was pushed to the repo. In these compromised projects, there's a huge gap between them, sometimes months or even years. That, plus this weird null email, that's the attacker's calling card, right there.
So how does this all actually work? Now that we've seen the evidence, we can start to piece together the entire attack, which researchers have given a pretty fitting name, ForceMemo.
Here's the playbook step by step. First, it kicks off with an infostealer called GlassWorm, which is likely hiding in things like malicious VS Code extensions, and it steals your GitHub tokens. Then, with those keys in hand, the attacker does that history rewriting force push we just talked about, slipping their malware in. But it's this last step, step 4, that's where things get really, really clever. You see, the attackers needed a way to send commands to their malware that couldn't just be shut down. Their solution was brilliant, in a scary way. The Solana blockchain. This quote from the StepSecurity researchers who found the campaign really points to the most unique part of this whole operation. So what exactly is a blockchain memo? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. It's just a little bit of text you can tack onto a crypto transaction. But here's the kicker. Once it's on the blockchain, it's public, it's permanent, and you can't censor it. This is a huge deal. It means the attackers can just post new commands or payload URLs, and there's no central server for security folks to take offline. It's built to last. And the malware itself? It's no slouch either. It's wrapped up in 3 layers of obfuscation, just to make it a nightmare to analyze. It's also got this classic evasion trick where it checks your computer's language and time zone. If it thinks you're in Russia, it just shuts down. Pretty common with Eastern European cybercrime groups. And to top it all off, that blockchain communication is super resilient, with 9 different fallback endpoints just in case.
All right, we've covered the threat. Now for the most important part. What can you actually do about it? How do you protect yourself and your projects? Let's talk about building your developer shield. First things first, let's look at your own machine. Here are 3 super specific signs you can look for right now. You can literally search your Python projects for that ridiculous variable name. Then, pop open your home directory and see if there's a file called init.json. And finally, look for this unexpected folder, node v22.9.0. That's where the malware likes to hang out. Now, if you're a repo maintainer, your job's a little different. You got to put on your digital historian hat. Go through your recent commit logs and hunt for that date mismatch we saw earlier. Keep your eyes peeled for that strange, null committer email. And if you have a known good commit hash saved somewhere, it's a good time to double check that your branch history still lines up with it. And all of this really brings us to a final, pretty unsettling question, doesn't it? The ForceMemo campaign is a massive reminder that in our world of software development, even the recorded history of our code isn't guaranteed to be the truth. It forces us to be more vigilant, to question what we see, and to remember that trust,
Well, it always has to be verified. Thanks for tuning in.